Yeah, totally. There were a lot. I mean, gosh, there were a lot of things I took inspiration from, whether it was in school or TV or whatever it was. Obviously, family. I'm still growing up, and so I'm also inspired by better mic stands.
There is no mic stand that can test what you do to it and sustain the abuse.
It's like those birthday candles.
I haven't touched mine, and it's doing just fine. But when you hang on it like a monkey,
I have to rest. The altitude. I don't have so many teeth as you do. Yeah, I think my family, I mean, I think one of the reasons Supernatural inspires others is because of what kind of the story tells about family and friends and how friends can become family and vice versa. So I think, my dad, my brother, my mother, my sister who's here somewhere. I think there's a quote I read, and I'm going to kind of bastardize it. And the quote was something to the effect of, if somebody hasn't impressed you, you haven't known them long enough. Which is to say, give everybody a chance. So I think it's maybe the same thing about motivation. If somebody hasn't motivated you or inspired you, then you haven't been paying attention. It's not their fault because they're not worth it. It's your fault for not really listening. So I kind of gather inspiration from all of us, you included. So.
Thank you.
I also think the landscape's a little bit different now than it was when we were growing up. As far as television and movies and stuff, they weren't readily available to us like they are today.
Oh, right.
We didn't have Netflix. We didn't have downloadable streaming content and all that kind of stuff. So, do you want to just hold the mic?
Oh my God.
Do you remember waiting by the radio for hours, like for your favorite song? Now you can just look it up?
No. It was,
VHS cassette?
you would tape it on a cassette tape. Just a full radio program just to get your song. And then you would, remember those double cassette things? And then you would transfer it on to, and that's how mixtapes were born.
I'm so sad there are people on the planet that will never have the joy and pain of having to stick your finger
And wind it out.
and
Go buy an old cassette recorder and some cassette tapes and just play. Just it's it's vintage now.
now there's now it's, I think Jim Jeffries or somebody tells us a joke about being on an airplane and someone's on their Wi-Fi, like, oh, so slow. And he's like, we're traveling 600 miles an hour through space. And the internet is slow and you're bitching like
Yeah, so it was, as far as like finding those shows or finding that kind of content that inspired us was a little bit more difficult growing up. We kind of had to find it in other ways. But I will say that I found more of mine in movies. Movies like Goonies and things like that. That was, yeah, you want to get an idea of what it was like when we were growing up watching Goonies. We were on our bikes all day, every day. Yeah. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you. I love you guys.
love you back.